Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you know what today is?
Today's Sunday.
It is. We're doing a book club and I don't have a jingle.
You don't?
I don't have a book club jingle.
Yeah, you do.
I do?
You do.
What is it?
I'm not...
Oh, I do. It goes, Sacrilegious Book Club.
Did you really forget about the
did.
book club jingle?
I fucking did.
Wow.
Oh, time to lock me
Man.
up. Wow.
That's rough.
It feels like it's been a minute.
It has, kind of. I mean, we don't do them as often as we were.
I mean, but okay, every 2 weeks?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not that long.
That's what I'm saying. Like, oh. Do you
well, we've
wanna...
been sick a little bit too, so
okay, yeah. I have brain fog, y'all.
Right.
That's what it is.
So what are we going over today?
So the book that we are in is still Treasury of Jewish Folklore, and then the subtitle of that is Stories, Traditions, Legends, Humor, Wisdom, and Folk Songs of the Jewish People.
Yeah.
And then all of that is edited by Nathan Ozyabel.
Okay.
And today we are getting into, part 1 was Jewish Salt. We are still in part 2, which is Heroes. We covered Wise Men, and now we are in part 2 of that, which is Holy Men.
Got it.
Okay?
Holy Men.
Holy.
All right.
Holy macaroni. We're going to do the section under that. The first section is called Pious and Righteous Men.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's get into this.
Okie dokie. Okay, so pious and righteous men.
Okay.
And we're going to talk a little bit about this introduction here. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I did pick out some choice sentences that I think really summarize this whole section.
Got it.
Okay?
Yep.
So, this is on page 104, and it says, the holy man in Jewish folklore is not one who prays most or fasts most or who mortifies his flesh. The holy man is the righteous man. And then
reminds me of Pulp Fiction. The bit where Samuel L. Jackson's like the iniquities of the blah 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 blah, and then he points his gun at the dude and shoots him.
Oh, I don't.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
I only saw the movie once, so I don't have like lots of memorizing happening.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact phrase, but I'll have to pull it out sometime.
Okay, so then there's a couple sentences, and it continues. The duty of the heart. You said duty.
I was waiting for that.
Yep.
I was wondering if you're going to get it.
So the duty of the heart is an exhortation frequent in Jewish devotional literature as a qualification for holiness. So basically, like, doing what's right, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But anyone who follows righteousness can be holy, not just the elect. Okay?
Okay.
And that's important to know.
Okay.
And they get very impatient, the Jewish people. They get very impatient with the formalistic stuff and with pious humbugs or pretension, and they lampoon overly holy people.
Oh.
Yeah. So
If only.
I thought that was really interesting.
I mean,
right?
in Christianity, you know.
Right,
That's,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And piety, too, is conceived in a most unconventional way. And the first story we're going to read is called True Piety. And so I'll get back to that in a minute because it talks about the what that means, what it has to do with, okay?
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm continuing on with the introduction. Because Israel is, quote, a holy people by tradition, holiness is not considered by the rabbis as a providential gift to God's favorites. All men are God's children. As a religious with a profoundly democratic philosophy, Judaism upholds the doctrine that all men are born equal without any condescension or qualifications.
It doesn't strike me that that's how they wrote the Old Testament, though.
No. But it's how they interpret it now.
Right.
And,
Okay.
and they mean it.
Sure.
Like, they're very, like, that's the way it is.
Right.
The rabbis of old did not believe in predestination. They preached the doctrine of free will. Man himself was the architect of his destiny by the character of his deeds. God always stood by as a benevolent ally of the righteous. So if he suffered in this life, he would still be rewarded in the afterlife.
Got it.
And so therefore you have free will to, do what you're going to do. Even as God knows all.
Right.
So I'm not quite sure how they square that circle, but
Sure.
that's how that goes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So moving on. The credo of the pious man in Jewish tradition is his unswerving belief in God's love for him. Okay? And there's a couple stories about this Rabbi Hillel, and they talk about him in this introduction here.
Okay.
It is Rabbi Hillel's dictum, though, that most pithily summarizes the traditional Jewish attitude towards piety and righteousness. Do not unto others what you do not wish that others do unto you. That is the whole Torah. Everything else is merely commentary. And that is quoted in one of these stories.
Got it.
Okay. Hillel, who lived in the time of King Herod in Jerusalem, is widely viewed by historians and scholars as having been the originator of this golden rule, which is enunciated later by Jesus when Jesus says, all things, therefore, whatsoever ye would that men should do unto you, even so do you also unto them.
Right.
So
It's one of the favorite things.
yeah, it's the
from
golden
Bible.
rule. Don't
Right.
be a dick, be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is basically the essence of the Torah according to Rabbi Hillel.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're going to read a couple of these stories, and some of them are funny and some of them are just kind of like, yeah, do what's right, duh.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So this first one is called True, and they're all really short, I should mention.
Okay. Yep.
So the first one I'm going to read is the first one in this section on page 105 called True Piety. Rabbi Israel was very scrupulous in his observance of all the 613 precepts prescribed by the religious code. It was his custom, whenever the Passover holidays came around, to personally supervise the baking of matzos in his town. He wished to make sure that it was done according to the time-honored ritual regulations. On one such occasion, when he was confined by illness, his disciples volunteered to supervise the baking of the matzos. "Instruct us, Rabbi," they said. "Tell us all the important things we have to watch out for." "My sons," he says, "see that the women who bake the matzos are well paid," was his brief reply.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I love that. Like, that is so brief, and that's exactly what they're talking about.
No, that's, yeah. I love that. They know what they're doing. Just fucking make sure they do it well by ensuring they get paid well.
Right,
That makes
exactly.
sense.
So that gets back to in the introduction when we talked about piety. True Piety was the name of this story.
Yeah.
And so back in the introduction it says, to the saintly rabbi in the anecdote True Piety, it did not lie so much in the faithful observance of all the minutiae of religious regulations, but in the just and generous treatment of one's fellow man.
Yeah.
And I just loved that.
Yeah.
So the next little ditty is continuing on. It's the very next one, starts on page 106, and it is called The Limits of Piety. The rabbi watched his servant girl panting under the burden of the yoke from which he hung 2 buckets of water. At mealtime, before he sat down to eat with his disciples, he washed his hands using very little water. "Why are you so economical with the water, Rabbi?" asked one of his disciples. The rabbi smiled and said, "While it is an act of piety to wash one's hands before meals, I must not be pious at my servant girl's expense." I was like, oh my God, that's so kind and thoughtful and considerate.
But you have a servant girl.
Right. Yes. Yes. But, I mean, it would be the same even if he had, like, hired help.
Sure. No, I get it.
It's, I mean, you have to take it for what it is.
I get the intention of the I get it.
No, I totally appreciate that you pointed that out because that is true. And that is something to point out.
Right.
But I do find that taking this for what it is in the time that it is and what was happening, that is pretty awesome.
Right.
So the very next one is called Rabbi Hillel's Golden Rule. Okay. And don't forget that he lived during the time of King Herod.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So once a heathen came to Rabbi Shammai and said, "I'll gladly accept the Jewish faith, provided you can teach me the entire Torah while standing on one leg. Jesus Christ. I don't know why I said that. While standing on one leg. When Rabbi Shammai heard these insolent words, he seized his surveyor's measuring rod and drove the heathen out of his house.
Oh.
Then the heathen went to call on Rabbi Hillel and said the same thing. "I'll gladly accept the Jewish faith, provided you can teach me the entire Torah while standing on one leg."
Okay.
Now, just as Shammai was wrathful, so Hillel was gentle. He said to the heathen, "Do not unto others what you do not wish that others do unto you. That is the whole Torah. Everything else is only commentary. Go and learn." I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yep.
Like that. I wish that this was how religion was practiced.
Right.
You know what I mean? These little stories are what Christianity is supposed to be about.
It's what I understood it. Like, it's what I idealistically understood Christianity to be growing up.
Yeah, same. And just being nice and treating your fellow man correctly.
But in practice, I learned the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So
definitely. Then we're going to skip a couple pages, go to page 109, and this one's called Saint or Horse, and I really like this one too.
Okay.
A young man once came to a great rabbi and asked him to make him a rabbi. It was wintertime then. The rabbi stood at the window looking out upon the yard while the rabbinical candidate was droning into his ears a glowing account of his piety and learning. The young man said, "You see, Rabbi, I always go dressed in spotless white like the sages of old. I never drink any alcoholic beverages. Only water ever passes my lips. Also, I perform austerities. I have sharp-edged nails inside my shoes to mortify me. Even in the coldest weather, I lie naked in the snow to torment my flesh.
Wow.
Also, daily, the shamas give me 40 lashes on my bare back to complete my perpetual penance."
Mm-hmm.
And as the young man spoke, a white horse was led into the yard and to the water trough. It drank and then it rolled in the snow as horses sometimes do.
Mm-hmm.
"Just look," cried the rabbi. "That animal too is dressed in white. It also drinks nothing but water, but has nails in its shoes and rolls naked in the snow. Also, rest assured, it gets its daily ration of 40 lashes on the rump from its master. Now I ask you, is it a saint or is it a horse?" I just love that. Like, it's works and deeds.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have one or two more. I'm skipping ahead here. Okay, here's another one on page 115. This one's called Man the Peacemaker.
Okay.
Okay. When Joshua was building an altar to God, the Jews came to him and asked, "Explain to us, our master Joshua, why God has forbidden the use of iron on stone from which an altar is constructed." Joshua explained, "When men sin against God and bring a sacrifice upon his altar and confess their sins, God forgives them and rewards them with long years of peace. This is because the altar is made only to lengthen the life of man and to establish peace between man and God. It is different with iron. From it one fashions swords and spears and all manner of weapons employed to kill, to shorten life, and to kindle hatred between man, between nation and nation. Therefore God commanded that iron, which shortens the life of man, be not allowed to touch the stones of the altar, which bring him peace and increase his years." When the people heard Joshua's explanation, they were filled with delight and said, if the stones that see not, hear not, and speak not are so highly prized by God because they make peace between him and the sons of man, how much more prized must man be when he makes peace between one individual and another, between husband and wife, between nation and nation? Like, I didn't realize that was a whole, you can't use iron.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I remember there was a thing about iron with God.
I don't recall it, but it doesn't shock me because not being able to stand iron is like a fairy tale kind of thing.
Right.
So there's so many different critters out there that iron hurts them,
right,
or silver hurts them.
Sure.
So I just find it really interesting that in this particular story, it gives a reason for it.
Yeah. No, I like that somewhat.
And then again, it preaches peace.
Right.
Which I love.
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, we're reading the Old Testament and there's anything but peace in it.
Right.
So, yeah, it's great sentiment.
Sure.
And like you said earlier, like the idealistic version of what God is and what religion is is often said in these
little stories.
These little stories that they have.
And vignettes.
But it's not what I have encountered in religion. Right. And it's not what people in general.
It's not what people in general practice.
Practice, right.
Yeah. I think maybe that's why I'm finding particular delight in these, because it's not what we've been reading. And this does take me back a minute, to, like, remember when you thought religion was, about peace and kindness and love? Yeah. Remember? Well, and I'm like, oh, religion's cute.
I will say this. I think that the more intellectual someone is about their religion, the more they think about it, the more they philosophize about it.
I was going to say the more that they get into the philosophies and morals and ethics. I feel
like they lean closer towards the idealistic version of what religion could be and might be.
Well, I would think that the more intellectual that they are about it, the more that they have to realize all the harm of it and make peace with it and ask how they're going to apply the things that they learn to their own life.
Right.
And you can't apply all of them because some of them require you to do very terrible things.
Right, yeah.
So it's to me about cherry picking, if you will, the good stuff and throwing away the bad.
Yeah,
it seems to me that most religions today have cherry picked all the bad stuff and threw out the good.
Well, and even if they haven't picked out all the bad. And the problem is that I think in order to be a modern religion that is going to survive in this era, I think that you have to decide that you are this way versus that way. Are you going to promote hate or are you going to promote love?
Right.
And that's where it goes. Unfortunately, it feels like the hate version wins out. Mm-hmm. So, and that probably is why we've had a lot of religious wars. The hate is easier to get behind, honestly.
Anger is such an easier emotion than having patience and calming down and keeping a level head, kindness, love.
Right.
Like, this is off topic but related. We were talking today about what's it called? Gentle parenting.
Yeah.
And how I was raised with a very authoritarian style of parenting, and so that is all I knew and how I behaved as a parent early on.
Right.
Until you are much more of the gentle parenting, the kind parenting.
Sure. And not because I read books on it, but that's just kind of who I am.
Your personality
right.
is just...
I'm still very strong. And but yes, I definitely...
You do have a line that shall not be crossed, but the line is so far away that, like, honestly, if you go to that line, you pretty much brought it on your damn self.
Right.
But no, you are very patient. You are very kind. You are very soft-hearted and nice. I mean, everybody loves you. Everybody that meets you loves you. My parents, who are, right-wing Baptists, they thought for the longest time that I had to be more liberal than you. And it shocked them to their very core to learn that you are more liberal and progressive than I am.
Right.
Or maybe not so much anymore. We're pretty much on the same page
definitely
anymore.
starting out.
Yeah. So it's something that that soft parenting is something that I have had to learn, and that I grapple with, and that I take great pains. I want to be better. Right. And I think you have to take that into account. Like, you have to want to be better, and you have to try. And that means work and effort. And it is easier to just be mad and just be scared and just be pissed off all the time.
Sure.
Instead of, taking the softer, kinder route. It is harder to be nice.
It's a shortcut.
Sure. I
mean, it is. Anger is a shortcut.
Absolutely. And I mean, I'm admitting that as a person who wants to be better than I am, that it is definitely hard.
Honestly, I think you've made great strides in the way you parent and the way you handle society in general. And it takes a lot of effort to be that better person, and I don't mean better person, but that...
No, I would say better, not in the sense that you pat yourself on the back, but a better version of humanity.
Right. And, I mean, I like to, there are things that I like to think I stole from religion, and things like, leading by example, things like that. Like, they always say, show your religion by example, right?
Right.
But they don't.
People don't do
their
that.
idea of showing their religion by example is paying for somebody's food that's next in line for you. That's great. It's great. But you also are going to fight against abortion when somebody needs that, and it might kill them if they don't have it.
Right.
I mean, there's no consistency to what these people do. You have to be consistent if you want to live by these standards, and you have to apply it not by the standards of what somebody is telling you, but by the standards of what is right in your heart and in your mind. And don't just take what other people... you can't just live off of what other people tell you. Right. So... I'm going off on a little bit of a rant.
Except for you guys. You guys do have to listen to what we're telling you, which is fucking be nice.
Well, yeah, be nice.
I mean, that's it.
They don't have to listen to us.
No, they do.
Oh.
You do have to listen to us. Be nice.
Sure.
Okay, I guess you don't have to.
You don't, yeah.
You don't. But I sure wish you would.
Right.
I have a couple more here I'm going to read.
Oh,
This one is on page 116, and it's called His Brother's Keeper. Okay?
Okay.
Eula went into hiding. He fled and went into hiding. He had disobeyed the queen, therefore he feared her vengeance. For this reason she condemned him to death. He finally found asylum with Rabbi Joshua in the town of Lud, but the queen's spies discovered his hiding place.
Oh no.
They surrounded the house and said to the Jews, "If you do not deliver to us this man, we will slaughter all the Jews in your town."
Oh.
Then Rabbi Joshua said to Eula, "I beg you to forgive me if I deliver you to the queen's servants. Far better that a single person should suffer than that an entire populace should be slaughtered."
I mean,
Then he went and delivered Eula to the queen's spies. Now in the past, the prophet Elijah had often miraculously revealed himself to Rabbi Joshua. But after Rabbi Joshua delivered Eula to the queen's spies, Elijah ceased his visits. Grieved over his continued absence, Rabbi Joshua fasted for 30 days. Then Elijah came again. "Why did you desert me?" asked Rabbi Joshua. "What else did you expect?" cried Elijah. "Should I have anything to do with a man who delivers an innocent fellow Jew into the hands of heathens? I have only done as the law bids me, Rabbi Joshua said in justification. The Mishnah teaches us that when the heathen demand that a single Jew be delivered to them with the threat of killing all other Jews, if this not be done, then it is right to sacrifice the individual for the entire community. The law is, as you say, replied Elijah sternly, but under no circumstances should you have acted as you did. Better that all should perish than that Jews with their own hands should deliver a brother to be murdered by the enemy.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, that's why I liked that one, not for its message so much as for food for thought.
Right. I mean, I get the sentiment, but at the same time, if they truly were going to kill everybody, it does you no good to hold on to that one person. They're still going to die.
Right, but I guess the question is, but how much cost to your soul?
Well, death.
No, but I mean, like, and I guess, too, the question is, does it depend how well you know the person? Because, like, would you hand me over for a whole town? You know?
I suppose it honestly depends on how much I believed whether or not they were actually going to kill everybody or not.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if it seemed like an empty threat, then probably not.
But you might if they were pretty much going to kill everybody in town?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I mean...
Oh, my God,
I would
horrible.
hope you would turn me over, honestly. Like,
no.
Like, that... I can't imagine, you know... I'm going to die one way or the other. What is the point of holding on to me when I'm still going to die one way or the other?
Oh, because these people in this town kind of suck.
But I'm saying... You would have everybody die and me, or just me.
Well, see, here's the difference, though. I think that Eula should have walked out himself and be like, okay, just kill me then. I'm not going to have you kill this whole fucking town for me. Which is, I think, what I would probably like to think I would do. It's what I like to think I would do is offer myself up. Like,
Okay.
Don't kill this whole fucking town. Just go ahead and take me.
But they're still going to kill the dude they came for.
That's what
Somehow.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If I'm the dude they came for, I would give myself up.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
So you wouldn't have to throw me out.
Right.
But still, I don't know. It gave me food for thought. Definitely. Like, the rule says do this, and then here's, Saint Elijah saying, but don't though.
I think that's a very convenient take.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's great that you get to say that you're righteous for you wouldn't have done that, but then we all die.
Right.
So, right. I mean, I don't know.
That one was translated and adapted from the Agata, which I just found really interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely food for thought. Okay, I have one more. Okay. This one is called The Chaste Maid. And this one was like, woo! On page 120.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So this one's going to like have you go, woo!
Got it.
Okay. In a certain city there lived a maiden. She was chaste and pious and took no pleasure in the vanities of the world. That means she was beautiful, but she didn't like go out and buy expensive creams and like,
sure,
buy fancy handbags and whatnot.
Right.
Okay. It so happened that the prince who ruled the city saw her one day. And of course he fell in love with her because that's what happens when you see somebody beautiful.
Yeah.
You never talked to them before.
It's just like David when he saw Bathsheba taking a bath,
Of course. Wait, wasn't that Solomon?
Was it Solomon?
I think it was Solomon and Bathsheba.
Oh.
I'm almost positive it was Solomon.
You're probably right.
I could be wrong.
I can't remember now.
I can't remember now.
For some reason, I thought it was David.
I thought it was Solomon.
It was.
Was it David?
I'm almost certain it was David.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really care, quite honestly. They're both gross.
Right. No, it was. Yeah, I think it was David.
Okay.
But
you're probably right.
I could be wrong.
You're probably right. I don't fucking know. Moreover, I don't fucking care about that.
Right.
Okay, so anyway, he took one look, saw how beautiful she was, and it wasn't lust, it was love. He was in love with her.
Bullshit.
Okay. On more than one occasion thereafter, he sent messages to her and tried to persuade her to love him.
I have a question. How can you love someone you've never even fucking talked to or met?
Because men are gross.
You can't. That's
because
not possible.
Men wrote the Bible and men are gross. That is all there is to it.
Right.
Nevertheless, he failed to bend her to his will. Thereupon, he decided to use violence. One day, he broke into her room, followed by his soldiers, and he forced her to come with him to the palace.
Jesus.
The maiden cried aloud and lamented, but when she saw that her chaste tears did not move the lustful prince's heart...
Ah, there it is. Lustful.
Yeah. She asked him, Please tell me, what is it that you like so much about me?
Right?
He replied, You have the eyes of a dove. They have taken me captive. You see where this is going?
Go get yourself a dove, buddy.
Right? Hearing this, the maiden said, Now I see how strong your love for me is. Therefore, I've decided to do your will. Permit me, then, to go into my private chamber to adorn myself for you.
She's going to kill herself, isn't she?
Not quite.
Oh.
The prince permitted her to do so, and she bolted the door behind her. Then she took a knife and gouged out her eyes with it.
Oh, damn.
Groping her way back to the door, she opened it and murmured to the prince, Since you have such great love for my eyes, you may have them. Here they are. Do with them as you wish.
Wow.
Dismayed and shaken, the prince stood before her. He let her go home, and she remained pure and chaste as long as she lived.
Wow.
Yeah, I bet she did, because now she's damaged goods, and yeah, nobody wants to fuck her now because
it wasn't about don't say fucking love. Don't say love. That's
Yeah.
fucking bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. And her virginity was so important that she would rather carve her eyes out. The whole story is gross. Because
Right.
she was gonna get raped either way.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't about love. It was about he wanted to rape her and he was pissed because she wouldn't let him.
Right.
And it's like, ew. And she's like, here's my fucking eyes that you love so much. Go fuck a skull, man.
The story is like the incel stories that you hear.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what? I love her, so I have every right to, be with her. And if she doesn't like me, then it's her problem.
Of course.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with men that think these things?
It leads me to think that my ex, had he not been able to find a woman,
Yeah.
who made him become religious, and isn't that convenient? It makes me think he would have been on this Andrew Tate train, the
Really?
incel train.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's a very narcissistic in the medical sense of the term, not the like you're so pretty and vain perspective.
Right.
It's a very incapable of seeing other people as actual people with feelings. It's a complete lack of empathy for your fellow man, and like you are the star of the story.
But it's almost like it's a trained manly thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like men in general, I feel, are conditioned to not have feelings,
Mm-hmm.
to not view women in any other light than an object.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is how we are conditioned. And if you see it in any other way, if you see a woman as a person, if you act as though they are a real human being, you're considered weak in the manly circles, you know?
Yeah.
And that's something I railed against growing up. I didn't understand it. I still don't understand it. I, in fact, am, I could hold my own, like against most men, quote unquote.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get into a fight with you.
I'm just saying, like, I would rather make manly the ideas of equality and, just women's rights. Like, I feel like that is, to be secure in myself is more manly than to objectify women,
But it's safe for you to say that because you are very broad-shouldered and tall. And
definitely.
You have a very manly stance about you.
Right.
So,
no, I mean, for sure.
Like, you present as somebody who could fall into that, like, redneck, backwards behavior because you look like a military guy. You know what I mean? You look like a farmer guy. You look like that guy.
I do. And
it is perfectly safe for you to say, yeah, I'll hold my wife's purse. What? Yeah, I'll buy her tampons. What?
Right.
Right. So I think it's easy for you to say.
Because someone of a lesser stature than myself that couldn't maybe hold their own.
Yes.
Would possibly even be scared to do those things because, and it's not that I haven't ever felt that way. I have.
No, I know.
I've definitely not wanted to hold your purse in the past.
Oh my God. You still have problems with that sometimes.
But I've always been who I am, but I've become more comfortable with who I am in public in the last, I would say, 5 to 7 years.
And I would say that's one of the things that I've challenged you on. Like, if I've had to like learn patience and kindness and be less of an authoritarian figure, you have had to like get rid of sometimes the manly man thing that's in you, the machismo, that you
But it's
already...
not that I have the manly man thing in me.
No,
It's I have a
no.
fear of the image of not being that manly
Right.
man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like that's what it was,
Yes.
more the fear of not holding up to that image in society than it was about me believing those things. I definitely don't believe those things.
No, but you don't
Never
like
have.
anybody looking at you and thinking ill of you.
Right.
I mean, who does? But, like, that's one of the things that you've overcome over the years is, like, don't fucking worry about it.
Well, part of my journey of becoming who I am now, and probably will continue this journey, is that I think that it's important for men to own their liberalness and own their support for women's rights. You know, like it's very important that you act as in such a manner that you don't give a fuck about what other men think of you holding that goddamn purse or wearing a pink shirt or whatever it is that you perceive that you're being looked upon badly for. That is not manly, because manliness is toxic and it is causing so many problems in our society. And it's time that we take a different path.
Yeah.
You know, and we need to be the ones, especially the older generations. Like, we're getting to that part where we're the older generation at some level.
We're in our mid to late 40s, so, like, that's us now.
But especially us, I don't want to be the old boomer saying stupid things that,
right.
You know what, we need to be part of leading the way. You know, we need to say, no, you other people that are my age, you're stupid. Stop doing what you're doing.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Definitely challenge y'all to be better.
And I don't mean directly confront. I'm just saying just be who you are and don't worry about the fucking shit you take from other men. They are the ones that are not manly.
It's true.
100%.
It's
they
true.
are not secure in their manlyhood.
Like, when men are like that, all I can think is, oh my God, your wiener.
Right?
Like, literally, it always comes back to your wiener. And yes, I call a dick a wiener because it's just so much more childish. And because that's what I think when I see balls hanging on the back of men's truck and they zoom, zoom, vroom, vroom, gun their engine. I'm like, oh my God, your wiener.
Right.
Like, you are so much more than your wiener. You could be if you would just not worry about it for a minute.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So
anyway,
we just solved all the world's problems.
Something like that.
And
we just got done with that. Yeah. So we are done with the book club for today. There is not a weekly replay as yet. That will be coming up on Tuesday because we've got 2 more episodes left in Ezra.
Yep.
Those are going to be our wrap up and our contradictions episode
on Tuesday.
So stay tuned. We will see you guys tomorrow for the wrap up. And then Tuesday we'll have the contradictions episode.
And then on Wednesday we'll start Nehemiah.
Yep. There you go. We'll see you guys then.
All right. Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.